Hello, Scorpio. How are you? Welcome to the channel and to your reading, Scorpio. We are going to connect with your energies for these next few days, your available energies. And for that, I am going to start with a sign from the guides, Scorpio. I'll take control and take action. Archangel Michael is right beside you at this moment to help you reclaim that control if you feel that you have lost it. And also to empower you so that you can act in the face of this. Taking control means taking charge and moving forward in the face of what you might be feeling as a restriction today. It can also be understood as an obstacle, and you simply need to realize that you have this, which could be you are positioned, in what might be exactly the right time and moment to act without further hesitation, right? We do not need to be afraid of taking the reins and showing strength right now. Sometimes we have to take control, plain and simple, if only to be respected or to be honored for who we truly are in this moment. If you are currently going through a situation where things are moving in a direction that doesn't foster your joy, right? A path that isn't good for your purpose or has absolutely nothing to do with your purpose or even with who you are, then you must address it. The message of this card is very clear. It is that you must stand firm at this precise instant, even if you feel that you are in the place where you belong. You obviously do not have to act aggressively, but you do need clarity. And unless you speak up, unless you express what you are feeling, this would not be evolving. First of all, respecting yourself is recommended, isn't it? From there, we can understand that we can lead instead of being led. If today that is obviously not doing you any good. Often you know that the angels have difficulties helping us and they need us to take the first step. So you have to show them your commitment to move forward, because there we will be giving them the green light so that they can also act in some way and can help us in this situation. Can, also give us or infect us with that energy so that we can take the reins over this situation and begin to take control and thus act, especially if there is a certain matter that is making you feel uncomfortable. Let's see what the angels have to say. Keep in mind, these are generalized readings. You may need to address your specific situation, and for that, you can book a personal consultation. You have to book through the website. You always see the address here in the video. You also have a pinned comment on your sign so that you go directly to the page. Well, clearly, you need to take control because you see that you are here in a situation where it is seen that sometimes, that lately better said, you are going through a situation that is making you quite uncomfortable because maybe things are not turning out as you expected. So I think that is it. We have to take control over that and move forward in the face of what is this change that we need, because this has a hidden blessing. And if you realize to do it, that is to take control, it will soon be shown to you. Because imagine that you have the Five of Cups, and from the Five of Cups, which is a card that may even be generating a bit of sadness or anguish for you, you jump to a 10 of Cups. Do not insist on staying in a place or being in a situation or maintaining a relationship or a bond of any kind or doing something where you cannot take control. When you are unable to act based on control over your choices or your desires, or when you aren't free in your decisions and you see that puts you in a disadvantageous position compared to other people as well. You end up in a place where your autonomy is compromised, and that is a precarious state to be in, especially when you are trying to move forward and regain your personal power. It makes you look weak, and we want the exact opposite, right? Because besides, imagine that you have the Empress card. What does the Empress card vibrate in? Vibrate in the energy of creation, of abundance, of solutions, and of stability. Then it will indeed be important to take control so you realize that you will soon be swimming in that abundance, where you can feel different, because you will see that many of the things you truly desire are coming to fruition. It is necessary to act accordingly. If your purpose in some way has to do with the change you need to generate, that is a drastic one. Regarding what has to do with a situation that makes you feel safe, I believe the best thing that can happen to you is that you realize that once you take control, you are the master of deciding. You are the master of deciding, because this is what the Empress does. She decides from what is a firm will, and she acts. So I have no doubt that you will know how to do it, how to achieve this, how to direct yourself, and how to commit yourself to your desires and to your abundance and to your prosperity. Because if it is so, another reality flows for you, another energy, another context. Because quite obviously, the Empress makes it possible for you to begin observing real shifts, impactful and necessary transformations within your life. You are entering a phase where you are truly starting to prioritize your own well-being, where you are finally beginning to make decisions that honor your own needs, and where you are, bit by bit, reclaiming the self-esteem that belongs to you. This is a journey towards self-empowerment, allowing you to stand firmly in your truth as you navigate these profound changes, ultimately leading you toward a more authentic and balanced existence. Where in some way you also have the possibility of creating that life from your own reality, however it may be, however you want it, from what are also your decisions. So something fundamental appears that I have to tell you, it is that you are going to start feeling when you take control of this situation and free yourself from this, which you will do without a doubt, you are going to start feeling more alive. You are going to start feeling happier, more energetic, and you are going to in some way feel that you are reborn or that you are specifically born again, right? This is the moment you realize that thanks to this small change, you are going to feel much more fulfilled and satisfied with your life. You will know that the time has come when you begin to see that your life is truly abundant and you take genuine joy in sharing and giving of your own resources as well. This happens because from that point on, resources start arriving in your life from a place of deep-seated security, from the foundation of your emotional stability, and from that very necessary sense of material safety that you have been seeking. It is a beautiful shift where you recognize that you are finally supported by the universe in every way, allowing you to thrive and grow with a peaceful heart. You are very closely connected to people who can open doors for you or support you in your creative endeavors as you move forward on your journey now. This is where your capabilities and your talents are also seen in a way as having this possibility to develop, because that is exactly what the Empress gives you. She provides you with what could be that space so that you can commit yourself to what could be your work and show there what you know how to do in this context, which is that of the 10 of Cups. Here, you can see and appreciate Scorpios demonstrating their talents and capabilities. Obviously, other people are also going to receive from you exactly what you have to give. It is time to step up and share those gifts that you possess with the world. That is what the Empress specifically wants. That you can realize that you are capable of obviously doing it from nourishment and from care. But it is also an issue that has to do with some family context and some couple context or in some relational context, because it is precisely next to the 10 of Cups. Abundant in affection, abundant in relationships, abundant in love. 10 of Cups is a card that speaks to us of that, of Scorpio's life feeling abundant, happy, and enriched since your material needs, because the Empress is there, and emotional ones, due to the 10 of Cups, will be more than covered. Without a doubt, it is a moment where I feel you are full, that you automatically get out of the 5 of Cups. You know that the relationships that at this moment you are going to be choosing to sustain or to have in your life are relationships of trust and are relationships that will multiply in a big way the riches that you can have in your life. I'm not only talking about riches on a material level. 10 of Cups represents a good work environment, I repeat, because the Empress is present. The 10 of Cups is a space where Scorpio feels very comfortable with family and children, but it is also a space involving a person of interest where you currently are creating a bond or maintaining a connection where you can develop together in total trust, betting on a relationship. In some way, creating a bond, or you are sustaining a bond where you can develop yourselves with total trust, betting on what could be a relationship very enriching for you that makes you feel very good personally, and you also make that person feel very good. It means there's a mutual choice to connect, to create something, and to look toward the future for this relationship. It is possible that you may be starting your own family, Scorpio. It may be that you reunite with your family. It may be that you reunite with children, because this Empress in some way also demands what is that part, right, of a mother, because it is the archetype of the mother, and it is precisely next to the 10 of Cups. It may be that your dream is that, right? To have that family and to have that life project with someone who obviously shares your values, your vision, will be worthy of your trust. And that is what is presented for you. Let's see what else the cards tell us. Well, here there is a 5 of Cups, a 3 of Swords, here there is a Knight of Wands, and here there is a 10 of Swords. Well, a difficult situation ends one way or another, however it may be. Here a difficult situation ends, that is why we have to take control. And that difficult situation makes it possible to take control. That is, makes it possible for you to be able to end that difficult situation and start to feel better, to feel more comforted, to get out of a situation that was distressing you, and above all, to free yourself from many issues. That's it. Above all, it was also due to themes that kept recurring in your head, for which you couldn't find much of an explanation, or because of all the mental weight related to what you'd been carrying around for a long time. It was truly exhausting you. Because sometimes the 10 of Swords is nothing more than something that is already done, that no longer has to be thought about. That is, everything that had to be thought about that situation has already been thought. You simply have to take control and act. So, done. But it is also telling us that thanks to a situation that is ending, which was generating tension, pain, dissatisfaction for you, you are freeing yourself from that. So a solution is found to a difficult situation for you. A solution is found to a situation where what could be relief also arises. It could be a family issue too. A family issue, it could be an issue with a child. Because sometimes the solution comes from what is relief. Because a son or a daughter finds a solution to some complicated situation or frees themselves from a complicated situation. It may also be that through what is the Empress card, the Ten of Cups, you find such a release and such a great relief that you even have a new way of facing a situation or even thinking about the very situation that you no longer find a way out of, right? Because that is what it is. Ultimately, a moment where life grants you a different way of understanding a reality, too. And how good that it happened to you at this moment, because obviously there is a solution, there is a solution. So as a consequence of that solution, you will be acting quite quickly. I do not know if I said Knight of Swords, but this is a Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is also a card that brings us very good news regarding something or someone, which also makes us take into account acting accordingly, the speed of this person, of what that person tells us. News can certainly come from someone important to you without a doubt. But it can also bring surprises, as this is the moment where Scorpio finds the path open and clear to obviously take control. It is time for you to move forward and claim the lead in your life. Because obviously you are filling yourself with energy, you are more enthusiastic, and obviously you are moving forward. And besides, it may also be that you put an end to the situation, that you be the one to cut the situation off. Here you have a Three of Swords. We are turning the page on many things that have to do with pain. Yes, because the Three of Swords is that card that puts us in front of what is a situation where we are choosing to stop suffering, because you have the Five of Cups. That is why I told you there is a hidden blessing here. There is a situation that will show itself. In a very short time, you will realize why all this happened and that it is a good thing that you are in this situation. The Empress and the Ten of Cups are accompanying you to receive all this, because it will really be a blessing for you to take this moment in this way. Because from tears, yes, from tears of pain, we can move to what are tears of happiness. I have no doubt about that. So for a long time now, many of you have been feeling a deep desire to repair and restore some kind of important family bond that was broken. In some of these specific cases, it is going to turn out to be a very complex and delicate emotional matter concerning your current romantic partner, something that you have been waiting to address and heal for quite a while now. And well, it is being talked about. It is being talked about that the problems or difficulties are ending regarding what felt like a loss, because there is a Five of Cups and the Three of Swords, an emotional loss. So while that deep emotional pain, which was initially triggered by the recent breakup, is now finally being overcome, or at the very least, it is being significantly eased by what this could represent for you. Specifically, we are looking at the arrival of the Ten of Cups, which signifies emotional fulfillment, alongside the Ten of Swords, which marks the definitive and necessary end of a very difficult and painful cycle. Imagine your intention was to rebuild your family and achieve a solid foundation, especially since the Empress card is present here to support that new beginning for you. And what is going to happen may also be that you are rebuilding. What is a relationship where things are starting to settle, a marriage? Is as if I also see it from that place. Same applies if you want to start a family or reconcile with someone, because someone is truly very present here regarding love and the opportunity that life is going to give you to experience love, right? Well, let us see what the guides tell us. The Epiphany. Well, you are going to have an epiphany, a great revelation, and that comes accompanied by a change and a very deep sign that you are receiving through what can be your guides, through what are dreams, through what are revelations, as I told you, but also the inspiration that connects you with your divine guide and connects you also with what you can discover. This is something very good because you are finally managing to get out of your head. You are managing to eradicate this Ten of Swords and connect directly with the divine spirit, the flow of communication between your higher self and your conscious mind. It is strengthening. So the message, Scorpio, is very clear. Listen to yourself and follow yourself. That is why taking control is fundamental. Grant yourself the permission to let divine guidance act in you and be able to guide you toward what could be the right path. The path of light, the path of the star for you, where you are obviously connected with your desires. So let us decree so that this beautiful energy arrives in your lives.